Today we will start with a very interesting topic, that is fullerenes. You might have heard about the allotropes of carbon, that is diamond and graphite. So it is the third allotrope of carbon, that is fullerene. This fullerene was discovered by Richard Smalley and Robert Curl of Rice University when they were working with Harry Coroto of Sussex University. If you see the structure of fullerene, it is a carbon 60 atom which is having 20 hexagons and 12 pentagons, and the carbon atoms, they are in sp2 hybridization state. This was nicknamed bulky balls, and also it was called fullerene after the name Buckminster fullerene. Let us discuss its structure. As you can see here, it is looking like a football with the pentagon and hexagons. They are arranged to form a cage-like structure. So if you see the bond length, the C double bond C bond length is 1.38 angstrom, and CC single bond length is 1.45 angstrom, and the diameter is approximately 10 angstrom. So as I told you that it is having 20 hexagons and 12 pentagons which are arranged to form a closed cage like structure, and the carbon in this, they are sp2 hybridized, and the C60 molecule, it is having 2 bond length, as I have already discussed with you in this structure. One is C double bond C bond length, that is 1.38 angstrom, and C single bond C bond length, which is 1.45 angstrom. Let us now go through its physical properties. It is having a density of 1.65 grams centimeter cube, and standard heat of formation is 9.08. Index of refraction will be 2.2. Boiling point, it's sublimes at 800 Kelvin. Vapor pressure is not applicable. And when we talk about its organoleptic properties, it is this bulky ball is actually very finely divided black powder, and when we talk about the fullerite, it is brown or black powder, and it is odorless. Let us now discuss about the production of fullerenes. The first method for the production of fullerene was using the laser vaporization of carbon in an inert atmosphere, but that produced very microscopic amount of fullerenes. So in 1990, a new type of apparatus was used in which an arc was used to vaporize the graphite, and it was developed in Germany by Kreutzmer and Hofmann. And now you can see the apparatus here. It is having 2 electrodes and a current source is there. This whole reaction is occurring in a reaction kettle which is having an inert atmosphere. So this is a graphite base and the graphite rod. On passing electric current, electric arc, the electric arc, soot will be produced. So that soot will be dissolved in a suitable solvent. The fullerenes in the soot are extracted by solvation in a very small amount of toluene. From one fullerene, higher fullerenes, they can be produced, like this is C72, this is C90, C78, C180, and so on. Let us now discuss the chemical properties. First one is aromaticity. Fullerenes, they have shown aromaticity in different situations. Spherical fullerene has pi bonding electrons, so they are free to localize or delocalized in different chemical situations. When we talk about the chemistry of fullerenes, they are considered to be stable molecules, but not fully unreactive. In certain circumstances, they become reactive. The reactive characteristic of fullerene is electrophilic at double bonding, which reduces the angle stress, and hybridization it changes from sp2 to sp3. And due to this change in the hybridization, there will be change in the bond angle. There will be decrease in the bond angle. It permits the bond to bend lesser on closing the tube, thus making the fullerene molecule more stable. And when we talk about the solubility, they are soluble in many kinds of solvent. The most common solvent includes carbon disulfide, and solution of pure fullerenes, they are having deep purple or violet color, and color of the solution of C70, that is reddish brown. So they have different colors in different solvents. They are only allotrope of carbon which have the property to get dissolved in common solvents at normal room temperature. But in some cases, fullerene's structure they remain undissolved, such as at their excited state, these carbon allotropes they are not soluble. Let us now discuss about the chemical properties. The first one is the aromaticity. When we talk about aromaticity, fullerenes they have aromaticity in different situations. A spherical fullerene is having pi bonding electrons which are free to localize or delocalized in different chemical situations. Let us now talk about the chemistry. According to the researchers, fullerenes they are considered to be stable molecules, but they are not fully unreactive. In certain conditions, they become reactive. The reactive characteristics of fullerene is electrophilic at double bonding, which reduces the angle stress by changing the hybridization of carbon into sp3. As I have told you earlier, it is sp2 hybridized, and now it is changing to sp3. Due to this change in the hybrid orbitals, what happens, the bond angle tend to decrease from 120 degree in the orbital of sp2 carbon atom, and this decrease in bond angle will permit the bonds to bend lesser on closing the tube, thus making the fullerene molecule more stable. Now let us talk about the solubility. Fullerenes they are soluble in different types of solvents, and the most commonly one being carbon disulfide. Solution of pure fullerene, it is having a deep purple or violet color, and the color solutions of carbon 70 they are reddish brown. So fullerenes they have different color according to the mixed amount of solvents. So it is only the allotrope of carbon which is having the property to get dissolved in common solvents at normal room temperature, but in some cases they remain undissolved, such as at their excited state. These carbon allotropes they are not soluble. Now let us discuss about its application. They are having wide range of applications because of their unique chemistry, and especially in material science, electronics and nanotechnology. Some of the examples are the bulky ball clusters, the nanotubes, the megatubes, the polymers, the nanoonions and fullerenes. So here you can see they can be used in the organic solar cells. Here we are using fullerene. They are used in the liquid crystals, they are used in the single molecular devices, then in photocurrent generation devices and organic LEDs. In thin film photovoltaic device also, fullerene derivatives they are in use. And in antiviral activities, the compounds with antiviral activities they are as you know they are of great interest to the medical field. So replication of HIV virus can be suppressed by several antiviral compounds which are effective in preventing or delaying the onset of acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Fullerenes and their derivatives they have potential antiviral activity, which has strong implications on the treatment of HIV infections. You can see here the bulky balls, they are bind tightly to the HIV protease, thus blocking its action, so it cannot break.